Are you ready to kill me yet?
Close.
Close?
I'm seriously, I think I need to get the taser out and charge it.
She go, we was boxing. Did you see us boxing? She knocked me upside my chin with her fist.
Guess you shouldn't get smart.
Yeah. Well, everybody, the auger decided to quit after fence post number 4. I've had it for a couple years, and I got a 2-year warranty on it, so I'm just going to take it back and get a brand new one. That's what Harbor Freight's good for. So if you noticed on the hyperlapse, we tried starting that thing like 500,000 times until my arm fell off and we had to go find me a new arm. But here's where we're at, everybody. We got all the boards done to mommy. All the stringers are up so that them 4x4s that are in the ground won't twist. Mommy's wore out. She's ready to kill me.
No, I'm just ready to tase you.
Mommy's gonna have to paste that one together.
Not supposed to hit the stop button.
Daddy's falling apart, Mommy's falling apart, so we're quitting for the day.
Well, I mean, not much.
It was all because of that machine wouldn't start, so we were both trying to start it for like an hour and a half, Mommy.
Yeah.
Till both our arms fell off.
Pretty much.
So we got everything tarped back down. I can't get a new one till Thursday. They sold out of them, and then they got people waiting on these augers, so I got to call them Thursday morning and make sure they put one aside for me, because I did buy the 2-year warranty for it. And it's so much easier to go down and trade it in, get a brand new one, and hopefully the brand new one starts.
And another warranty.
And another warranty.
Just to be safe.
Yeah. But that's all right, because that gives Daddy time and Mommy time to mess with the plants. We have all her garden plants that need to go in bigger pots,
yep.
Right?
I gotta go get some cups.
They're in them tiny little 2-inch by 2-inch pots, so we need to throw them in cups. Try to get them to the second week of Mother's Day, because they're saying up until Mother's Day there's still going to be frost. So I'll wait till the 2nd or 3rd week of May before I put anything in the ground. These garbage bags in that garbage, throw that in the garage. And I think I'm going to hook up the sprinkler and call it a day, y'all.
I'm trying to figure out if it's going to rain. Wait a minute, it looks
Yeah.
like it's going to, and then it...
There he is, the famous Rottweiler. I'm so spoiled. There's Princess. Say hi, Princess. Hi, honey.
Oh, is she happy she got to come out finally?
She got to come out and see with Mommy and Daddy. Huh, honey?
Well, you know, if she wasn't such a yapper.
She's a yapper.
She'd be out here all the time, but she gets loud with everybody.
She only gets loud because she's like her mama. I think that was, once that camera's shut off, I'm gonna knock you upside your...
Oh.
All right, we'll set that in the garage so it don't get all wet. I mean, it looks good, everybody. It's perfectly perfect. So...
I don't know how you managed that with me helping you.
She hear that girl lipping? Set this in the garage, shut everything down. I think we're safe to shut everything down anyway, Mommy.
Yeah, I think so. Oh.
This poor girl, I'm working her to death.
I'm keeping
Look
up
at
though.
her. I think she's ready to stab me in the eyeballs with daggers.
Nah. I love you too much for that. If I
too,
didn't,
Mommy.
I wouldn't be out here helping you.
All right, everybody. We're going to wrap this up. We'll pick it up again Thursday or Friday.
Depending on what time you can
Yeah,
get out
probably Friday. I can't really do anything until I get an auger to dig these holes, so tomorrow we'll be transplanting. So, like, subscribe, and share.
Mwah. Bye, everybody.
Peace.
That most men live lives of quiet desperation. It's one of my favorite quotes ever because it's true. You're just in this world where you just can't wait to just run away. But I think one of the reasons why these people have this deep-seated anger and resentment is there's a bunch of people out there that have these lives that are deeply unsatisfying, because I think there are so many people that are working all day long doing something that is deeply unsatisfying and almost painful.
Yeah, it's soul killing.
Soul killing. They're stuck in traffic all day, and then they're stuck in a cubicle after that. They relish the time to take a in the bathroom and look at their phone. I mean, they literally do that. That's a highlight of someone's day. They get in traffic on the way home. They get home after that, they're watching television, and they're f***ed. If people have a regular day job, if you could just find some one thing that you do as a passion project and just keep building on it, just keep watering it, keep adding fertilizer, keep giving it attention, keep giving it focus, and you can escape. You can escape, and you can be self-serving. You could be okay. You're gonna be okay. Making furniture feels good. If you make furniture for a living, and you feel a great satisfaction out of that, and you sell that furniture, look, man, if you can do that, you could cut those corners perfectly and sand everything down nice and stain it, and then it's done, and you get this satisfaction, and you sell it to someone, and that pays your bills. That is infinitely more satisfying than being stuck in some fucking cubicle working for someone that you don't want to work for, having to have these stupid fucking office meetings, talking to people in human resources, sitting down with your supervisor where they evaluate your job performance, and you're not really, you really need to be enthusiastic about this company. This company is your future. This kind of you're like, fuck, kill me now. There's a lot of people out there that would way rather do something else, and I hope they understand that they can. And people that are trapped in bad situations, one of the problems is you feel like this is your future. You feel like you're fucked and you can't get out of that. There's no hope. There's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's no rainbow. And if you feel like that, that alone can be incredibly defining and limiting. But if you look at yourself objectively and say, okay, I kind of am fucked here. I'm in credit card debt. I'm working in a shitty job. I don't like what I'm doing, but I have some ideas. I need to feed those fucking ideas. And I need to feed them and water them, and I need to set aside a certain amount of time every day to just try to make those things happen. You can do that. Everyone has a different personality. They have different interests, different things that they would be really satisfied pursuing. That's not encouraged. What's encouraged is go find a job. What's encouraged is go find some place that you can shove yourself into. Go find a square hole that you can stick your round peg and just jam it in there and shave down the top and the bottom so you slide in with all this extra space on the sides and feel like shit for the rest of your life, because you need a job, because you're in debt, because you have credit cards, because you have student loans, because that's what everybody does. And so you do it too. That's what's wrong. You have an apartment you have to pay for. You have a car you leased. You have a wife that you have to feed. You have a child you have to raise. You have your mortgage. You have your this. You have your that. And that's where it all comes from. Well, the opportunity takes place usually when you're young and you don't have any responsibility. That's when you have your options. Well, your options are severely limited the more you gather responsibilities. Like, if I had to, as a 51-year-old father of 3, married man, pays taxes, has a house and a mortgage and a business and all that jazz. If I had to quit everything now and struggle the way I struggled as a stand-up comedian, it would never work. But the only way I could be this person now is if I took that chance when I was 21, when I was dead broke and had my cars repossessed and all that stuff. That's the only way you ever get where you want to go. You have to take a path that's dangerous, and most people want to take the safe path. And the safe path leaves you stuck in quiet desperation almost every time. It's hell. It's hell.
But can people just make that change? I mean,
Yes,
look,
you can,
I believe they
but
can.
you have to plan it out. The way you can change is you have to put aside enough money to give yourself a window. And then you have to have a plan. And you have to spend all your waking hours outside of whatever shit job you do planning your escape. And you have to come to the realization very clearly that you f***ed up and you got yourself stuck. So whatever you're doing, you have to do it like your life depends on it. And whether it is you're trying to be an author and if you're gonna try to be an author and you're working 8 hours a day plus commuting plus family responsibilities or whatever else you have, whatever time that you have to attack like you're trying to save the world. You're trying to save your life. You don't want to drown. That 1.5 hours a day that you have to write, god damn, you better be caffeinated and motivated. You gotta go. You gotta get after it. And you gotta have discipline. Most people don't have those things. Most people don't understand what it's like to really go for something and to know that the consequences of not doing that are horrific. I think here's an important thing too. Failure is important.
It is important.
I think failure teaches you things that you don't learn from success. I think failure gives you an opportunity for self-examination and also gives you a feeling that is very uncomfortable. And that very uncomfortable feeling helps you grow. That when you feel like you screw something up, like when I've had bad podcasts, my podcast has always gotten better afterwards. When I've had bad stand-up sets, I've always gotten better after that because those bad sets motivate you. They give you a perspective like, hey, here's some clear examples of where you f***ed up.
Yeah, what not to do.
Yeah, don't look at these failures as like proof that you suck. Look at them as opportunities for growth. Look at them as opportunities to be motivated to do better. You have to make mistakes. You've been there, you feel it, you understand what it is, and then you have that time to adjust. That's why losing in life is so important. Whether it's getting dumped, getting fired, losing a game, loss, those feelings where things didn't work out your way, that's important because it lets you know this is the bad feeling that comes when it goes wrong and you improve, and then it makes the good feelings of victory all the better. And I mean that, in a relative sense, like even getting good at something, forget about victory, like making a terrible book that gets rejected by every publisher and then writing a really good one and people accept it and you're like, fuck, I got better. Yes. Like that's that feeling.
Interesting, yeah.
Those feelings of failure are really critical for your motivation. You see an old person walking down the street, you go, oh, that person's always been an old person. No, that was a baby. That was a baby that became a 90-year-old man. There's a progression that you're not witness to. You don't see it. And that takes place in everything. It takes place in authors. It takes place in comedians and musicians. There is a starting point, and then with time and focus, and as long as you reevaluate and reassess and constantly objectively look at what you're doing and then pursue it with passion and focus, you get better at things. Don't be scared of failure. I think failure is awesome for you. And that's one of the reasons why, like I